almost going to table that for the end of the show, but I might as well say that. I might as well add that little tidbit in for a tease. Thank you for reminding me, Joe. God forbid I did this show alone.
No.
Scoob is the new Scooby-Doo movie, supposed to come to theaters. I actually remember seeing trailers for it the last couple of months back when movie theaters were still legal. I remember seeing trailers for it and stuff. It's the new animated Scooby-Doo film. And that was supposed to come out, I believe, I actually think it's keeping the same day, May 15th. I believe that was when it was supposed to come out. Looked interesting. I mean, the trailers were a little meta, which I thought was kind of cute. There hasn't been a theatrical Scooby-Doo movie since my boy Raja Gosnell's sequel, Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. I hope Raja gets some royalties from this movie, but I doubt it. But Scoob is the new animated Scooby-Doo movie. Warner announced earlier this week that it will come to premium video on demand services such as iTunes. I think Amazon Prime's probably lumped in there. You will have to pay extra for it regardless of whatever streaming service you have. It's coming at, I believe, a $19.99 price tag. I believe that's how much it's going to cost. I hope to review it. I hope we can review it on the show. I understand the financial constraints of this time. I will at least see it and review it because what else is my money going to go to during this time? So I'll be checking it out. I'm looking forward to it. How are you guys feeling, though, about a new Scooby-Doo movie?
I love Scooby-Doo, so I'm excited that we are getting a Scooby-Doo movie, but the most excited thing about this movie for me is that it's animated. I've been wanting an animated feature film for like the longest time when it comes to Scooby-Doo because the live action stuff to me like was a cool idea, but like it's just been getting worse and worse with each movie to like where now like you got the ones that are going like, direct to DVD that are just terrible, and I was like, man, can we just bring it back except this time do something animated? And I like that we're bringing in the other Hanna-Barbera cartoons into this whole movie as well, like they have like little cameos. I think that's cool as well.
Dominic, how about you? Thoughts on Scoob?
I've stated this before on our radio show, but I'm not after Tom and Jerry. I'm really not that on the Hanna-Barbera bandwagon. I think the Flintstones is one of the most excruciatingly milquetoast and like overappreciated pieces of media in the history of American anything, and a lot of stuff like Quick Draw McGaw, not Pink Panther, Snagglepuss, all those characters, Yogi Bear. I'm like, no, this does not hold up well at all because Hanna-Barbera had to cheapen in order to make primetime television, which the Flintstones was. The Flintstones was primetime, on ABC television because they had nothing else better to do in the 60s. And they had to, in order to, they went from making Academy Award, I think Oscar-winning animated shorts that are some of my favorite cartoons in the history of all animation, Tom and Jerry, and then completely cheapened it down to the Flintstones and all that stuff. So then when the 70s come along, and then you got Scooby-Doo, man, I don't know. Yeah, it's whatever. It's to me, those shows were very formulaic and not that great. I do remember there was a series of, the dozens of remakes and whatever. There was a series called Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. I think that was the one. Yeah. And that was the one that actually had the balls to add depth and character, or at least just, give these apparently beloved characters some deeper personality. Yeah. At least just a little bit, which I appreciate.
That was one that came out like basically like when we were still kids. Like that's our generation's Scooby-Doo cartoon. Like
yeah.
So I might have been their own. Yeah, I might have been biased, but I think looking back on it, I think there was a lot of like good stuff there because there was extra dimensions as opposed to like, hey, Velma just said Jinkies. Here's that part of the episode. Whatever. So when go ahead.
I was going to say, no, if anything, I forgot how great your Hanna-Barbera rant was on the original Sleepless with Steve. That's hilarious. I remember you going on a rant about that. I was just going to add, though, I said it's hard to keep track with Scooby-Doo. I mean, the movies, there's even been a ton of movies. I remember like Cartoon Network used to premiere like Zombie Island or something was the one popular one, with our generation. Okay. but there's been so many like rehashes of the show and so many spin-offs. It's almost gotten as convoluted as like the Spider-Man series, where there's just so many, and they all follow their own individual timelines. And I know that, like I said, they're fictional characters. We're not messing with the legacy of like Alexander Hamilton or somebody, but like it's still. I don't know why he comes to mind, but like, no, it's one of those things where there's so much, there's so many different episodes, and there's so many different offshoots and stuff like that. You know, it's gotten like chronologically confusing to employ an AVGN term. But throwing it back over to you, Dom.
Yeah. So I think what's his name? He does the voice of Shaggy in this specific movie.
Will Forte.
Will Forte, he's fantastic. I love him. I don't think he was on Saturday Night Live, as people know. I don't think he ever actually had, I'd have to look that up. I don't think he ever actually had any improv training, or he didn't, unlike where most SNL veterans come from, they usually come from some sort of, comedy troupe like Second City or Groundlings or whatever. I think Will Arnett just straight up was just a funny dude who made movies or was an actor, and then he somehow landed the job at SNL, and he's proven his mainstay. I've seen a few episodes of Last Man on Earth, and that was hilarious. MacGruber, I think, is an underappreciated. It's a stupid movie, but it makes me. There are moments in that movie that make me laugh.
It's one of the better SNL films that they've made. Like, it really is.
Of that low bar, yes, you are correct.
See,
go ahead.
I remember I did a whole blog on SNL films back in the day. This was like 9 years ago, and how like the quality has been really, really poor outside of like the occasional Wayne's World and Blues Brothers. But I remember I haven't seen MacGruber since it came out in 2010, so I couldn't tell you like even what I would think of it now. I didn't care for it when I saw it in theaters, and I remember the first 15 minutes of the movie I spent it thinking that Will Forte was Owen Wilson, because damn it, he looks so much like Owen Wilson in that movie. Am I wrong? He looks identical to Owen Wilson. Like 15, 20 minutes in, I'm like, oh, that ain't Owen Wilson.
Real quick, correction. He was a member of the Groundlings. I take that back. I don't know who I was thinking of, but he was discovered for SNL from the Groundlings, which is where, oh my God, Spartan High School Cheerleaders, Talladega Nights. Oh my God,
John C. Reilly,
Stranger
Will
Than
Ferrell.
Fiction. Yes, Will Ferrell.
Okay.
Jesus. Will Ferrell was also a member as well, and I don't know. Apparently, there was some controversy. I didn't look too much into it because, again, I don't care much about this franchise, but apparently the dude who had been playing and voicing Shaggy he was the Shaggy in the real life movies, in the live action movies, and then he had also voiced Shaggy in the subsequent animated series, like
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
Yes, him. He was just shafted, and he did not know that there was another Scooby-Doo project until the trailer came out.
Yeah.
Or like a Twitter teaser came out, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not in this one. So that sucks for him, because he is again, I don't feel this way, but apparently for our generation, he was everyone's Shaggy. He was the iconic Shaggy.
He looks like him, he talks like him and stuff, and I mean, let's be honest, man, you don't see too many headlining roles. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest though, man, you don't see many headlining roles with Matthew Lillard after like Without a Paddle. Yeah. I mean, I remember, if you think about that movie, it had Seth Green, Dax Shepard, and like Matthew Lillard. I mean, Seth Green, Family Guy, Robot Chicken, but it's like, like I don't even. We gotta wonder. Do Matthew Lillard and Dax Shepard's parents even know where they're at right now? like, come on. I say that I like both those guys. I was one of the only people that liked Dax Shepard's directorial debut, Hit and Run. Come at me. Anyway. But yeah, Scoob's coming to video on demand, premium video on demand, I guess you would say. That is coming out on May 15th. So I'll at least do a review on it. We'll have to talk later, and we'll see when the time comes if we will all contribute to that review. But